Democracy is the zenith of power wielded by a representative majority of the people who, being elected by the people in a free and fair manner by whatever method for the people, governs with mindful intention within the limits of a constitution guaranteeing individual basic human rights, the protection of the rights of the minorities and the rule of law, remembering that democratic laws and institutions are for the protective benefit of the many, and that they, as public officials in a representative democracy, are answerable to the people for their actions. My country of birth, Sri Lanka, which has a civilization of over 2,500 years, a period of colonial rule, achieved independence without shedding a drop of blood. But the post-independence era has left me perturbed as the peace and economic progress of the newborn democratic nation has been endangered by an attempted coup, insurrection, racial riots and barbaric terrorism by so-called freedom fighters taking a heavy toll of life, property and the economy. A ceasefire, defensive, retaliatory and humanitarian operations to let democracy prevail have however not gone unquestioned nationally and internationally. Today, minorities in many countries who long for freedom and protection of their democratic rights as much as the majority and who feel they are being oppressed by the majority have turned to violence to achieve their ends, sometimes going to the extent of using violence to fight for a separate enclave and self-government. This poses a very pertinent question. Do democratic governments have the right to act unbridled to quell such activities? My answer is yes and no. Yes, if it is to safeguard life and liberty of all citizens, but not unless the protection of individual basic human rights of all citizens, the rights of minorities and the rule of law is ensured in the course of operations curbing such activities. My supplication for democracy is, democracy, may your kingdom of the elected people in a free and fair manner, by whatever method, by the people, for the people, engender in the majority that they govern us within the limits of our constitutions, guaranteeing our basic individual human rights, the protection of the rights of the minorities and the rule of law. Help us to join with others with forbearance and understanding in fulfilling our obligations and responsibilities towards our governments, and to preserve this legacy for the next.